Hello everyone and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to explain why nature is terrible apart from human beings. Now this may come as a surprise to some people who haven't heard this sort of argument before, or haven't heard this sort of sentiment before, because people constantly say things like nature is so beautiful, but then humans come in and destroy it through pollution and using fossil fuels and all these other destructive things, and we just destroy ecosystems. Ecosystems are collapsing because of human influence. And Mother Nature, so this beautiful thing, humans just come and spit on it and exploit it and destroy Mother Nature. And this coronavirus is really showing that humans are the real parasite, because now that we're staying inside, we're not polluting as much. So yeah, thanks coronavirus for keeping us inside and keeping us from destroying the environment even more. So disgusting, so anti-human life. These people clearly hate human beings. These people clearly hate human life. Maybe not explicitly, they'd never say that they hate human life, but every single action that they take, every single idea that they hold, shows an implicit hatred for human life, this implicit hatred for the idea that humans should be able to live, and human values come before nature, qua nature, as an intrinsic value. That doesn't make any sense. Who values nature if not for human beings? Values only make sense if there is a conceptual valuer who can form these concepts of things and take value in these concepts. So you can only have values if there's a valuer. Humans are the only conceptual beings that exist. Humans are the only beings that can form concepts and value those concepts. So the environment, sure, it's a value to us, but it needs to be in a context. You can't drop context here and say that the environment is a value in and of itself apart from human beings, which is what these people do. It's disgusting. Like they would gladly end all human life. They would gladly say that this coronavirus is good for killing humans because, there's too many people here. There's too many people polluting. They would gladly say that. And they are saying that. You can see this in the tweets that people are making and all this other terrible stuff. But no, the environment, apart from human beings, is terrible. It's not a value. It's not valuable. Think about what a value is. A value needs to be something that a human being values. It's something that's good for a human life. This is how we define values. This is the objective definition of values. Read this wonderful book right here, The Virtue of Selfishness by Ayn Rand, The Objectivist Ethics. Beautiful, beautiful essay. And you can see how clear it is that values need to be something that is be a value to a human being, to a life, but by the standard of a human life. You can see clearly in this book. Clearly. But yeah, just read it, view the clarity, see how important it is. And then you'll understand that values only make sense from the perspective of human life. And from the perspective of human life, we need to pollute sometimes. We need to use fossil fuels, because look at all the innovations that have come from that. Look at all the innovations that have come from the Industrial Revolution, from Rockefeller, from all the great industrialists who did stuff with fossil fuels and gave us more energy to power our society. Look at how beautiful it is. Like, before, we were outside starving to death too, until we had technology to transport things, like cars, which these environmentalists hate so much. And then we're also freezing to death without without furnaces, without efficient furnaces. We had whatever crappy furnaces we had at the time. We just start fires. But we were like freezing to death, starving to death. Without human influence, without creating energy, without burning fossil fuels, without polluting to an extent, without polluting a little bit, without polluting to a little bit, we starve to death, freeze to death, all these terrible things. Without air conditioner, we'll get a heat stroke outside, and that's not an environment in which I want to live. Is that an environment where you want to live? No, that's a terrible environment. The environment without human influence, without humans changing the environment, which is how we survive, by the way. We adapt to the environment and change it. With an environment without human beings doing that is not an environment that is good. It's a disgusting environment because humans can't live in it, because it's not valuable to human beings. You need to change your perspective from thinking about what's valuable to the environment, qua the environment as it is, and change your perspective of thinking about, no, we're looking for the best human life possible. We're looking for the most value to human life possible out of the environment. So yeah, that means preserving national parks sometimes, or not national. I don't want them to be nationalized; they would be privatized, and they'd be even more beautiful, even more clean, because there's a profit incentive to do so. But yeah, I'm fine with parks. I'm fine with nature reserves, those sort of things, because they're beautiful, and beauty is something that I value as a human being. However, to keep this natural beauty everywhere means that I would starve to death, and that I'm going to freeze to death, which is not something that I want to do. I want to build houses, build beautiful buildings, which are equally beautiful to the environment, I would say. Like, go look at the New York City skyline, or go look at some beautiful city at yeah, go look at a beautiful city's view. It's still beautiful. Architecture is beautiful as well. Houses are beautiful as well. All these things are beautiful, just like nature, just like the environment. Yeah, go look at those things. Those things are beautiful as well. And they serve human life too. All these things we need to create a nature that serves human life in the best way possible. And that is what we should do about nature. So we should exploit it. We should pollute it as little as we can, but we still need to pollute it a little bit, because there's things that we need to do in the environment. We need to change things in the environment. And actually, a good solution to pollution would be to privatize everything, because then you can't pollute on someone else's land. You have to pollute on your own. So then you want to limit that pollution as much as possible. Very, very simple explanation. A lot of these problems with capitalism that people talk about have really simple explanations. That'd be one of them. But yeah, in general, let human beings exploit the environment. Let human beings change the environment, because that's how we make the best environment for human beings. And that's what I care about. I don't care about the most unchanged environment. I care about the best environment for human beings. And that's the most important thing. And that's what you should value as well. Now, the whole climate change thing, I mean, I don't really want to get into that too much in this video, because that's not what this video is about, but it's largely overblown, and we'll find ways to figure it out. That's all I'll say for that. Now that'll piss some people off, just to throw that in at the end of the video with not much explanation, but there's explanations out there. Go look up Alex Epstein. He has amazing explanation of these sort of things. Yeah, he's incredible with this topic. Go look up Alex Epstein. I know Charles too didn't approve of Alex Epstein in one of his videos, but you know what? I'm a big fan of objectivists. I don't like hating on other objectivists who are providing actual values. Maybe they're not firebrandy enough, or maybe they're not perfect on every single issue. Like, we all know Charles too is perfect, but yeah, Alex Epstein, go watch him. He's a great maker of content. He's a great philosopher. So go watch his stuff. I watch a lot of his stuff, and take away value from that, because there's value to viewing the environment through a human first perspective. There's a lot of value to that, because that's how we want to value the environment. I find nature beautiful still. There's things that I would like to keep preserved, but that doesn't mean that we should preserve the nature at all costs, at the cost of human life. Human life comes first. And once you understand that, you'll be an objectivist. You'll be a full-fledged objectivist once you really understand that human life is the primary value, and an individual's life is the primary value at that. But yeah, that's all I have to say for today. Thank you all for watching. I hope to see you all in the next video. Peace.